So Ralph, how will Windows Azure AppFabric Services change the life of a developer?
Well, the AppFabric Services themselves are a critical part in the middle of application development. And so each service provides something that is otherwise very complex to build. It's usually referred to as middleware or something like this. All of the services in Windows Azure are required to build a good cloud application and so forth. But in every major application, there are chunks of functionality in the middle of your application that have to be reused among different applications. And the AppFabric Services provide that in the cloud already so that you don't have to build that big chunk of functionality.
All right. So you had a session today. What were your 2 key takeaways from the session?
That you don't actually have to think about AppFabric Azure as separate from Windows Azure, first of all. They're all services that enable you to put things together the way you want to put them together. That's the first thing. And although I'll mention, and you can say that the middleware is sort of a general category for AppFabric, the real truth is you can use bits and pieces of those services anywhere you want in any combination. So that's the first thing. The second thing is that the great thing about Azure and AppFabric Services is that they can be used from anywhere by any application. So even though Windows Azure is this big product, brand, platform, and all these services are very important, the truth is you can use them from any device. You don't have to necessarily host anything in Windows Azure, for example, to take advantage of the service bus or take advantage of access control services and so forth. So that is the second major issue.
Well, that's some very good points there. How would you recommend developers who are viewing this video to go home and learn what you just talked about?
Well, I mean, the easiest way is you got to download the SDK, right? Which is, I think if you guys do this, they're somewhere down over here.
Yeah, I think so.
So you have to download the SDK. Then you can go to look at MSDN, so you can read the documentation there. And then in addition, the AppFabric Cat team has a wonderful blog, which I think you're going to be able to go down there too.
Link there as well.
Right. Those are the 3 best sources to start off.